Welcome back to Finally Freedom Lifestyle. Today I kind of wanted to talk about name brand versus generic. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I worked in the retail industry for 20 years and I worked in many different aspects of a company. It's a large retail box store and I learned so much from them, excuse me. I actually learned how to run a business from them. And I use those practices to also help me on my goals for debt, which I finally achieved that debt free goal. But it's something that you're continually working on, right? Because something can happen, something's always around the corner. And I also use that in my decision making on what I purchase. The company that I used to work for sold its generic version brand. And what I found so interesting when I was talking to the buyers on this kind of stuff is that the generic brand that company sold was made by the name brand that they were competing against. I'll give you an example. The company I worked for was Costco, and the brand name that they used was Kirkland Signature. Almost all stores have this same thing. Kroger stores, there's lots of different names for them. They're, I think, the biggest grocery retailer in the US. And they have their Kroger brand, which will go against whatever other brand is out there. Like if it's canned goods, you would have Kroger canned green beans versus the Libby brand green beans. Now, why do they do this? I don't know why the other companies do it, but I can tell you why the company I worked for did it. They were very much into making sure that their members got the lowest price possible on what they purchased. So they made this generic brand not really to compete or to make money from their customers. What they did this for is to force the company, the big name brand company, to come down on their prices. Now I know you think that's different. That's not exactly, it doesn't make sense, but it makes a lot of sense. Excuse me. It makes a lot of sense for these companies. Two things happen. They are making money on this brand, but that's not, at least with the company I worked for, that is not the main intention. The main intention is to have a bargaining chip against the other company. And the craziest thing about it is, many times that other company is actually producing what we're selling. In the case of diapers. Diapers is a big one. If you have young children at home, you know that this is a huge hit to your budget every single month. And I, throughout my life, have always been a name brand snob. Like I always thought that, you're spending more money on a product that you know works. Tide and Downy. You know that Tide cleans clothes. Like everybody that uses Tide uses it because they know that it is they believe that it's a superior product to the other soaps out there. And I'm sure it is to many of the soaps, but not all of them. Diapers. I was always buying Huggies or Pampers. Sorry, not Pampers. Yeah, Pampers. And when I first came to this realization was with diapers, and then again later on with batteries. But I'll tell you the diaper story, then I'll tell you the battery story, and how it all matters to you, and how it's another way for you to really think about saving money without feeling like you're compromising somehow. Pampers. I was talking to the buyer. I was running the area of the store that, the sundries area that sold the Huggies. I think Costco just sells Huggies and Kirkland Signature. And I was telling him about a conversation I had with a woman who just felt like we should get rid of the Kirkland brand and just have Huggies and Pampers brand. She, I think, was a Pampers buyer, but she would buy Huggies from Costco when they were on sale because it was a good deal. And I was telling this to the buyer, and the buyer was explaining to me, well, there's a reason why we don't do it, and this is it. Pampers is more expensive, and we could not get them to come down lower on their prices, and we always want to give the best value to our members. Huggies was a little bit less expensive, and we were able to secure a better deal with them. So I was telling him about this lady, and he basically broke it down like this. Our company is going to find the product that has the best value. When we do our testing, and many stores do testing on the products that they sell themselves on top of whatever government agencies test it and whatever the company themselves, however they test it. And they found that there was not a huge difference in leak protection between these two diapers. So they chose the one that they got the best deal on, and that's the one that they brought into the store, knowing that they were going to make their own diaper. This diaper was going to meet or exceed the diaper that they were selling in the store that they thought was the best deal for the member. And on top of that, it's made at the same plant with the same materials that the other one is made. Now you think, why for a box of 50 size 2 diapers is one $45 and the other one $38? Or whatever the prices are, I really don't know because I don't buy diapers anymore. You wonder why that is. Sounds like it's, oh, you're only saving $6 here and $6 there. That's without a sale going on. And on top of that, you're buying a lot of diapers. Like, it's adding up. Same thing with formula. I mean, everything that you find out there that has the manufacturer, like the name brand and the generic brand, if you find a trusted store, I would trust the generic brand. I mean, almost always. That's the way it was with Costco. I trusted their brand more in the end than I trusted the name brand of it. Diapers was one. I knew that they tested everything to the ridiculous amount and degree. Now, why is it cheaper? Because this company isn't using the generic. The generic company isn't using any marketing. You're never going to see a Costco commercial for Costco diapers. You're never going to see a Kroger commercial for Kroger green beans. They're saving all that money on commercials and marketing, and they're just giving you the same product for a much cheaper price. Batteries at Costco, Christmas time. Everyone's buying batteries, and we're almost always selling so many more of the Duracell than we were selling of the Kirkland Signature brand. And I remember bringing it up to the buyer of that section of the warehouse, and he was like, it's so funny because people don't even realize like Duracell actually makes our batteries. You're buying the same product. The same company is even making it in many instances for a much cheaper price. And all the difference from this one and this one is the visual appeal. Like, they use less ink to package on the packaging that contains this one versus this one. And for the biggest part of it also is you're not paying for marketing. Costco can get away with this because people have come to know and understand that they really, really stand behind their products, and you can return anything ever that you feel isn't 100% to your guarantee. I mean, within reason. There are always people trying to abuse this system, but if you're an honest person and you really feel like, man, that is not what I was hoping it would be, you go back, you tell your story or whatever Costco you're going to, and guess what they're going to say? I'm so sorry about that. Let me return that for you. Try something else. Or try it again. Try it one more time. Try this Costco brand one more time and see if maybe that was just an exception to what we normally would, have on the shelves. So when you're looking at laundry detergent, many kinds of canned foods, diapers, formula, bottled water, anything you can think of, don't ever feel like you are somehow cheating yourself by buying generic. I am telling you with absolute certainty in my heart that you're probably buying the same darn product, the exact same product, made by the same person that you're going to spend $5-10 more on just because it's either prettier packaging, if it is, sometimes it's not, or just because they needed to pay to get their ads in the paper or get their ads on TV. It's not something you should have to deal with, right? It's not your fault that they want to put that much money on making sure they got their Super Bowl commercial up or whatever it is. And sometimes they're just doing it because they don't have a competitor. And many of the things that Costco, and I'm sure any other retailer the reason why they make that brand or make their own brand of something is not because they want to make money off of it. They just want to get a better deal from that guy there. They want them to know that there is a competitor, and we're going to start taking huge chunks of your market if you don't come back down to reality. So think about it. Think about buying generic. Think about buying better. Not every single thing that you buy in the store is better because it costs more money. There are some exceptions to the rule. I am personally learning this with cleaning products, and I started couponing a while ago, and I started trying things through couponing that I normally wouldn't do because I was so brand loyal that once I found a brand that I liked, I never, ever, ever would go behind their back and buy something else. Why would I do such a thing? That's so silly. No, I would use that till the end of time, not realizing that sometimes their products do falter. That company might be going through some hard times and cutting back on the quality of their product, and I would never know it because I never faltered from always going back to that one brand that I saw and I knew and I loved. So, yeah, it's not always 100% of the time, but more than 8 times out of 10, you're just fine buying a generic brand. Now, I will put this disclaimer up there. From a trusted store, I would never go to, and I'm sorry for anyone that does, like if I know in rural America, sometimes it is hard to find a grocery store near you and you have to make do with what you have. But I would never go to CVS or Walgreens and buy food because I know that it's not exactly the freshest, right? That's not what they're known for. They're known for selling cosmetics and or over-the-counter medications. I would trust those things there. And I would even trust their name brand because that is what they are known for. That is what they sell. That's what they turn over a lot. I'm not going to go buy any of their cooler items, their fridge items, or even their chips or cereal. And if I did, for some reason I had to, I would be checking those dates like a hawk. All right, well, thank you again. And please remember to subscribe. It's very hard for these smaller channels to ever find a way into the algorithm, and the only way I can really do that is through you guys. So I appreciate you for watching my video. I also appreciate when you subscribe and like it. And please leave a comment down below if you have any questions about anything I said or if you have any ideas for other videos I should do. All right, thanks. Have a great day.